Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another informative session with Super Savvy Ria. And today's special guest is a young man by the name of Marco Kozlowski. Now, Marco was introduced to me a few years back, and I had the pleasure of actually watching him present to a group. And Marco is a unique character, to say the least. Marco definitely impressed me with his knowledge about the real estate industry. He also impressed me with his perspective and the way he approached this real estate investing business. He takes the stance that it's better to play in the big boys arena than to stay in the kiddies pool, so to speak. Marco is a luxury home investing specialist. And luxury homes have always been something that have attracted me, or has attracted me rather, to the real estate business. And the fact that Marco is an expert, in fact, I almost want to say the expert when it comes to luxury home investing, that is definitely something that impresses me. So today, Marco is just going to give you a little bit of information and also just give you an idea of what you can expect to get when you come out to this presentation that we're putting on this Saturday. Okay, Marco, are you there?
I sure am.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. So, Marco, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks and just let them know a little bit about you and give them an idea of what they can expect to get this Saturday.
Sure. Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to see all of you on Saturday. I'll be coming up from Miami. I'm in Amsterdam right now. I'm actually doing a session here with some Europeans. I travel all over the world, helping people build businesses from straight up just regular conventional brick-and-mortar businesses and automating them to what I started off in is building a luxury business where you can generate 6-7-figure checks, wire transfers, which are better than checks, in one transaction. So instead of playing with a small fish, as you said, you're playing with one big one. And before you know it, you can make a tremendous amount of cash, have very little invested at all, in fact, no money at all, and having everyone else do the work. So basically I have other people that are looking for properties for me, which I will share with you how to do in a very effective way, how to have other people pay for your marketing even, so you're not even paying for any marketing costs, and actually selling any leads that you have to agents, so you're actually generating income while you're marketing, which is the biggest problem that most people have when they get in starting investing is, where do I find deals and how do I fund my marketing so I can actually stay in business while I'm finding this big monster of a house or these small little houses that I'm doing, how do I stay in business, still make money, and generate 5, 6, 7-figure check per transaction and do a few per year. And have everyone else basically find properties, someone else actually talk to the seller so you don't have to, because sometimes it can be a little intimidating. You can if you want to, and actually have someone else completely sell the property for you. So really sandwich yourself into a situation where someone else is pretty much doing everything in the business for you, and you own the business, and you can actually enjoy your life and not be a slave to it. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the business, now 12 years.
Wow.
I've been helping people globally, do stuff. I'm originally from Canada. I do things fairly quickly. I got married at 19, had 4 kids at 24. I have 3 kids now that are in college, 2 in Florida State University, one studying pre-med, one's in psychology and law, and the other one's in acting school in Los Angeles. And, one's still in high school. So I'm having a lot of fun, have a great family, and really enjoy my life. Like I said, I'm in Amsterdam right now, and I'm a consultant to a whole bunch of really interesting people. I work with some really interesting people. I don't know if you can give me control of the PowerPoint, but yeah. I've worked with Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, I just spoke at an event with Bill Clinton.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just
where was that?
A lot of. This was in London.
Okay.
And I basically there's me and Tony Robbins. There's me and Richard Branson. I've done some really interesting things over the last year and a half. I reinvented myself after the economic crash. I went from just a single property investor to actually building a lot of different businesses. I'm involved in over 200 businesses now, from anti-aging centers to a real estate investment portfolio, obviously, to helping businesses operate in China. And I'm in a dental space, medical space, have a spa in London, a cupcake company which does healthy cupcakes, gluten-free cupcakes, healthy cupcakes. All sorts of really interesting things. Created what I call the wealth of formula, which is basically how to formulatize wealth. The wealthy do things that are very different than you or I did. I came from a very poor background. I didn't have any money. I didn't actually come to any money until I started doing property or real estate stuff. But I was broke. I was paying my Visa with my MasterCard with my American Express. I was doing the credit card Fandango. I was tired of
Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, always. And I hated. February was my favorite month because it was the shortest month of the year. And and I was trying to get by, and it really frustrated me. And I get that. And I have an interesting story which I'll share with you that really changed my life. I was able to generate a massive amount of income doing one deal, and it basically allowed me to really, really grow. And the kinds of deals I do now, this is a property that we just did in south of Spain. This is in Andalusia, Spain. This property was on the market for 25 million euros. Now, somebody else actually, again, my philosophy is it's got to be somebody else's job. I want someone else to find properties. I want someone else to talk to the seller. I want someone else to list it. I want someone else to sell it. I want someone else to do basically everything. I just put the pieces together, which I'll show you exactly how I do that when I see you on Saturday. And in this particular case, the property's on the market for 25 million. The guy wants to sell. Obviously, everyone knows what's going on with Spain. It's a mess. And the guy says, listen, Spain's a mess. I need some cash. Give me, $9.8 million. I'm out of here. Now, obviously, I didn't talk to the guy. I don't speak Spanish at all. This was all done through third party. We tied up the property with just paperwork, so just a contract with 6 months to find a buyer. So we basically controlled the property, no money out of pocket, with a relationship built with the seller, saying, listen, give us 6 months. I have a specific marketing process that I use for luxury property. I'll show you exactly what I do and how I do it. Explain it so you'll completely understand it. And actually sold the property to the owner of a very, very famous tequila company. And for 15 million euros, it comes with a 100-acre 100-acre vineyard, award-winning grapes, and also behind here you can't really see it, a stud farm. So basically, two kinds of juices, grapes and horse juice. And sold the whole thing, but leased back the grapes. So we're actually generating income from the grapes and making income from the stud farm as well, and made a 5 million euro profit in one transaction. So which is around like $7.5 million, in one transaction, which is fairly exciting. So I don't know how many of those deals you need to do a month in order to exceed your cash flow. But it's pretty interesting. And it's actually easier to do a luxury deal than it is to do a small deal. And I like economic downturns like now. It's right now, specifically, for example, in California, and I know that your group isn't from California, but it's just as easy to pick up the phone if someone's calling you from California as they are from Spain, if you speak the language. So, with the internet now and the phones, and people in the global market that I play in, which I would love to introduce your group to, you can really do some really interesting things, automate your business in a way that you never thought possible, and everyone gets paid on results. So if someone doesn't find you a deal, they don't get paid. If they don't negotiate the deal right, they don't get paid. And when we do get paid, everyone gets paid at the same time. So out of the 7.5 million or the 5 million euros, I ended up seeing about 2.5 million of that.
How long did it take you to find that buyer, Marco?
About 4.5 months to find the buyer.
4.5 months. Okay.
Yeah, it took 4.5 months. Now, I didn't find the buyer. I don't want to take any credit for finding the buyer. I don't want to take credit for finding the deal. Someone else found the deal. Someone else put it together, and someone else sold it, and I just made about half. But we did give 10% to charity. I do believe that, in order to make more, you have to give back more. Not only do I want to make more, making money is great, but I want to be able to give back to the causes that I believe in. Whatever causes you believe in, your church, your mosque, your synagogue, whatever you like to give back to.
Sure.
How would you like to be able to, give back, $250,000, $500,000 to your favorite organization just because you can? It's a wonderful thing.
So let me make sure I'm understanding you here, Marco. So you flipped this property and basically walked away with about $2.5 million when it was all.
Yeah, I saw about 2.5 million euros, which is
euros.
Just over 3 million. Yeah.
Wow.
Now this is not a deal. I want to underline that this is a fairly unique deal, but someone else found it, someone else put it together, and I'm still going to get a cash flow on this deal for the next 100 years because of leasing back we leased the vineyard over. We kept the vineyard. Yeah, so we're going to make money on the vineyard. Unless the horses start dying off, we're also making a residual on those two businesses. So we structured a very interesting deal on this, and I don't want to bore everyone with the details, but I can explain it when I see you.
No, bore us. No, I'm just kidding.
But to basically, to basically explain this in a very, very simple way, I will show you how to create a team of people that are scouring the planet, not the country, but the planet, looking for a specific kind of deal. And the reason they're going to find you a deal is because they obviously get paid for finding you a deal. And then I'm going to show you how to get the best possible negotiators that can speak multiple languages to actually negotiate these deals for you, because I give them a fairly big chunk of the deal. They don't know how to find them, but they really know how to talk to sellers and structure the deal. They don't know how to sell them, but they certainly know how to structure a great deal. Then I find the best people in the world with the best network of people, of wealthy people, and I say, listen, you find me a buyer, you're going to get paid like, pardon the expression, a shite load of money. And, so everyone's playing because everyone's getting paid more than they would ever do doing anything else. So I have a loyal group of people on the ground that are experts in finding great deals, experts in talking to sellers, and experts in selling property that do what they do best, and I just orchestrate them all so they use me as a hub. So instead of trying to find a deal and then trying to talk to the seller and talking to a seller and trying to get the best deal and then trying to sell the thing, I'm actually just saying, you know what, guys, I'm going to pay you, half the profits for doing whatever you're doing, not yet, total of half. So basically delegate all the work but make half the profits. And it works great. I've been doing it for years, and it's a lot of fun. And I get to travel the world, see the world, and just do what I love to do.
It's very interesting, Marco, because you bring a lot of thoughts to mind. But one in particular is the fact that with today's technology, absolutely nothing is out of arm's reach. And I had a young man who was on my last presentation, my last webinar that I did, and he talked about wholesaling in virtual markets. His concentration was more so right here in the United States. But I'm seeing a lot of similarities in the methods of outsourcing and using the Internet, and basically just, being the middleman, so to speak, and orchestrating this very sometimes simple but sometimes elaborate process in which you, again, would be the ringleader, so to speak, and ultimately everybody else benefits. And because you are the mastermind, obviously you get the lion's share of the profits. So that I think is definitely, at least for me, it's ringing home the fact that business has changed, and if you can just take your time and realize what your strengths are, and play to those strengths, and involve people in your business. Sky's the limit. At that point.
Yeah. Well,
but you have to recognize it.
And you can't win the Super Bowl with one player.
Exactly.
So if you are really good at what you do, I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm horrible at. I suck at a lot of things. And, I don't want to find deals. I just don't. I just prefer to have someone else that's really good at doing that loves doing it, to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I get in trouble, if I break my arm, even if I'm a doctor, I'm going to go see a doctor, an expert in fixing my arm. So I just figure out who the experts are and what they do best, put them on my team and have a dream team. And if every single person that's listening to this, if they structure their business, the real estate investment business is a business. And if you do it right, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can have other people doing most of the work. You can make a tremendous amount of cash doing very little if you set it up right, because you can set it and you can't quite forget it. You do have to look at certain, certain key indicators to see, how many marketing pieces are going out and making sure everyone's doing their job. And, with fairly limited management skills, you can build a $1 million business investing in a lot of different types of real estate without really having to do a lot of work if you have the right knowledge. That's it.
Yeah, the other thing I'm picking up is that it's definitely a paradigm shift to be able to think of your business, in this manner. I think a lot of people view just working in general, let alone setting up a business, but just working and making a profit. A lot of people view that from, and I hate to say it, but a 9-to-5 mentality. A lot of people feel that, well, I've got to trade hours for dollars, and if I'm going to get rich, it's going to be on the sweat of my brow, and and that sort of thing. So it's a very unnatural way of viewing making money to say, well, I'm going to let somebody else do it. For many people, and that's unfortunate. But I think if we just make small shifts in that paradigm, in that perspective, then it'll unleash a whole world of opportunity for us.
Well, the thing is do you want a different result than you have now in your life? And if the answer is yes, and you've been working hard your whole life, and your parents have been working hard your whole life, I come from a family where exactly what you said, you got to work hard to get it and make it in this world.
Right.
My son's parents working their asses off, working not 9 to 5, but 9 to 9, never seeing my parents.
Right.
And they were broke all the time. And then they're giving, and I realized when I was 27, they're working their asses off, pardon the expression. I never see them, and they're broke, and they're telling me that I have to work hard. I don't want to be like them. I want to have a good life. I want to give my kids a good life. And I wasn't, because I was a musician. There's the difference between a musician and a large pepperoni pizza is a large pepperoni pizza can actually feed a family of 4. So, I was tired of being that broke. So I thought, what are the wealthy doing? So I've been studying the wealthy now for the last 10 years. And, Richard Branson gets into a business, and he's a billionaire. I've met him a couple of times. He gets into a business, he's out within 4 months, and he's building an airline. So he gets in and he gets the hell out. He's out, and he has the best possible people doing the best possible jobs. And I've learned a lot from that guy and some other very successful people that no one's ever heard of that have exceptionally successful businesses and portfolios, and they do very little. So the key to wealth is not working your ass off. It's actually working smart with the right team around you. And I'm really not that bright. I never went to college. I did well at school, but I dropped out of college because I couldn't handle it. I didn't want to be told what to do. I didn't want to go down that path. But I think everyone, if they have the right tools and the right education and the right things, because really, if you think about it, the harder you work, who's really making all the money? It's really the
person
elite.
You're working for.
Exactly. And the elite didn't go to they have a different set of rules that they play by. There's different rules for the rich than there are the poor. And the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, but the poor are working harder than they've ever worked before. So if you want to change where you are, you need to change a set of rules that you play by. And I'm going to give you the playbook for the wealthy, which I'm so blessed and so lucky and so thankful that I've had the right opportunities to meet the right mentors to really help me along the way, that have shown me, what you think is true is not. And what you think you have to do to get wealthy is actually not the case. It's actually a lot easier than it seems. And if you think about it, as I explained to you when I see you on Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to, is really how to be wealthy, build a business, any business, not just a real estate business, but any business, anywhere in the world, and have the best possible people with you to support you and to play to their strengths so you can play to yours.
Awesome, man. I think you've said enough. I would ask you to give them a little bit more, but honestly, I think you can't top what you just said. And, I think, everybody who's listening, you heard it right here. Marco is the top-notch luxury home investor, and I don't even think luxury home investor covers it. I mean, this guy is a worldwide wheeling and dealing entrepreneur, and if you guys, want to learn from someone who is very successful, they always say success leaves clues. If you want to just come and study and pick his brain for about 2.5 hours, I'd welcome you to come out this Saturday to the CEO Cafe. That's 6305 Ivy Lane, Suite 100 in Greenbelt, Maryland. Marco's going to be there. I want you guys to come out and give him a warm welcome, and I'm sure you'll be glad you came. All right, anything else you want to tell him, Marco?
No, I'm just excited to be there. I'm excited to see you and to meet you again and see you again and see all of you and see I can really help you and take your business to the next level and share with you how a 19-year-old musician from that started from nothing turned into something. So if I can do it, certainly you can as well.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you this Saturday, Marco.
Thanks, man. You take care and have a great evening, and look forward to meeting you all. Thanks very much.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.